modern day game of basketball? Well, for those of you who do, you can thank the Fab Five for the type of basketball you watch today. In the fall of 1991, the town of Ann Arbor, Michigan, received the greatest recruiting class in college basketball of all time. I became very interested in the Fab Five after I watched ESPN's documentary on them directed by Jason Hare. According to Hare, Michigan's accomplishment came as a result when they signed 5 freshmen that were all ranked in the top 100 of high school prospects. Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Juwan Howard, Ray Jackson, and Jimmy King changed the game of college basketball forever. These 5 players started the trends of baggy shorts, black socks, and hip-hop, and according to Cynthia Fudge, a web journalist for Pop Matters, said these trends would be implemented into college basketball forever. Today I will inform you of Michigan's Fab Five and how they changed the game of basketball. The freshman year of the Fab Five began during the 1991 to 1992 season. Now during this season, guard Ray Jackson was ready to leave because he was the last of the 5 to start. On December 24th, 1991, they finally all started and scored every single point in their win against Notre Dame. The Fab Five rode their success that year all the way to the championship game where they lost to Duke after leading at halftime against their hated rival. For their sophomore year, all 5 players returned to Ann Arbor. After the ending of their freshman campaign, it led to a newfound chip off the shoulder for their sophomore campaign. The second year, the 5 players were on the Ann Arbor campus during the 1992 to 1993 season. According to Steve Weiberg, a journalist for USA Today, instead of going home, Coach Steve Fisher thought it would be a good idea to take a team bonding trip to Europe for 2 weeks. This plan ultimately backfired, showing the players the marketing aspect of the game and the money that Michigan was receiving that the Fab Five wasn't. Feeling like they were being exploited, they started a silent protest such as wearing plain Navy shirts during warm-ups. The 5 escaped a second-round scare against Arizona and then moved to the championship game for a second year against UNC, where they lost on the timeout that Chris Webber called that the team actually didn't have. The Fab Five seemed over when Chris Webber decided to declare for the draft the year after, but the story was far from over. There was a huge aftermath led by the Fab Five on Michigan. The NCAA found out about their booster, Ed Martin, or they called him Big Money Ed. What he would do is he would provide the players with a lot of money in order for them to play with Michigan. There were some cases that he would actually pay the players money in high school, when they started high school, and sign with Michigan in return. And Michigan had many consequences to pay for their NCAA violations, such as suspensions, taking down of their banners, and the loss of their records. And I think there was 2 years that they were ineligible for their violations. And they also tried the high schools that the Fab Five went to get them to forfeit their wins and their championships. But fortunately enough, the high schools didn't have to forfeit their wins. The Michigan program will probably never see the glory days like they did back in the early 90s. These players not only changed the landscape of basketball, but also the marketing world and how athletes are promoted for their abilities and not paid for the income they bring to the college. They will forever be known for their ability and their impact and changes they had on the game of college basketball.